Hey, thanks for taking the time to watch this week's Oldtown short. Can I share something with you? Sometimes I get overwhelmed with things that are happening in my life or with things that are happening in the world around me. And I need to turn off the TV, to silence my phone and my social media, and to head to the beach for a walk. There's something about being near the water, whether it's the ocean or a lake, a pond or a river, that brings a sense of calm to an uncertain world. Now, that's not to say that water is always peaceful and still. Sometimes the ocean can be like glass, calm and serene. And other times the waves crash wildly onto the shore as seagulls screech and hurricane winds blow. And rivers, they can be gentle and winding as their water bubbles over the rocks. Or they can be thunderously gushing, breaching their bounds and flooding into nearby low-lying areas. Just like human life, the waters experience times of stillness and times of turbulence, and all kinds of moments in between. But what is it about water that draws us in? What is it about water that has the ability to change us? In the Bible, there are lots of stories that take place in and around the water. But there's a story in particular that I think gives us a little insight into our connection to the water. And no, it's not the story of Jesus turning water into wine. It's the story of Jesus appearing at the Jordan River to be baptized by John. Now, I know baptism brings up all kinds of questions for all kinds of people. Do you sprinkle or do you dunk? How old should you be? Are there godparents or sponsors? Who can do the baptizing? And how do you properly prepare for baptism? Folks, those are all great questions to ponder, but that's not our focus today. You see, not many people knew who Jesus was when he appeared at the Jordan River. And sometimes I wonder if Jesus truly understood who he was himself at that point in the story. But John did. And because John knew who Jesus was, he didn't feel as though he was worthy to baptize Jesus. But Jesus insisted. So even at Jesus' baptism, there was doubt and judgment and feelings of unworthiness. As the story goes, when Jesus came out of the water, he heard the voice of God say, "You are my beloved. In you I am well pleased." It was then that his eyes were opened and he began to understand who and whose he was. It's the water of baptism that reminds us of who and whose we are. It's the water that washes out the doubt and the judgment and helps us to begin again fresh and clean and new. Folks, no matter what happens in our personal lives or in our communities, in our nation or in the world, we always have the chance to begin again, to start fresh, and to make things new so that we can be the people that God made us to be. And it's water that reminds us of that. Friends, the truth is, sometimes our hearts are broken by sadness and fear and grief. Sometimes we make poor choices that we later regret. Sometimes we're disappointed by the decisions and actions of others. And sometimes we find ourselves frustrated and lost and alone. Sure, we can choose to stay that way, or we can choose to wash away our hurt and our sadness, our frustration and our anger, like we wash our hands or like we take a shower, remembering the water and how it washes over us, allowing us to start again. The truth is, it's only once we allow the water to wash over us, starting again, fresh and clean, that we can truly begin to remember who and whose we are. So this week, as you wash your hands or as you take a shower, take an extra minute, allowing the water to wash over you, washing away the hurt and the anger and the sadness and the frustration, and opening your heart to new ideas and possibilities. But also be sure to listen for God's still speaking voice as it speaks to you, saying, "You are my beloved. In you I am well pleased."